Yo, yo, yo. What's happening, motherfuckers? Yo, 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 tuned. Y'all tuned in to the fucking Ewan Smells podcast. Oh, put my feet in your mouth, my feet in your mouth, my feet in your mouth. Suck my toes. Um, I don't know where that came from. It came from the moon, where I was created in a laboratory on the moon. I was not born, I was grown in an like a greenhouse. I want to say aviary, but that's where they keep birds in it. In an aviary or something. In a tank, not like a military tank, in like a tank of water, like a formaldehyde tank. I was grown like a lab specimen, an experiment on vaguely human-shaped beings that have no intrinsic value. But sometimes when they draw, the drawings come out pretty good. So we may as well keep him around. We might be able to milk some cash out of him. Squeeze his hairy, funny little almost man tits. His experimental human animal hybrid tits. His weird little pig monster tits. Speaking of weird little pig monsters, have you ever noticed how all guys look like weird little pig monsters? No, this is not relevant to anything. I just thought of this as a talking point. I didn't try to, but I saw it a couple of times. If you're a girl and you're watching this and we've worked together in a place of work in the past, then, sorry, but this is about you. So I follow a couple of my ex-co-workers on Instagram still. I know I should just block them and be done with it because, like, we have a talk or anything. Fuck them. And so they'll put up a picture of like them and their boyfriend. Oh, just the word boyfriend made me want to be sick in my own mouth. They'll post pictures of them and their boyfriend going on holiday somewhere nice and sunny. Oh, it's exciting. Oh, let's have fun on holiday in the same places as everyone else. And I noticed a trend in that they're basically all dating the exact same boy. They all look the fucking same. And that these girls aren't necessarily the pinnacle of creativity and different types of thinking, so they all have similar tastes in what they're looking for, and they go, oh, just nice, he's just nice, he's friendly, we just get on, and he's just a lad, we all have a laugh, and he's just funny little guy. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing necessarily, it's a trend I'd noticed. So I thought that, and then I looked into it, and I sort of searched for some of these people I'd worked with and their chosen boys, and they all look the fucking same. It's kind of scary, but at the same time, it just made me think, like, why? What are you doing? Why don't you have some fucking some kind of variety? Why do you all date the exact same guy? Oh, man of shit. Well, you all date the exact same type of guy. I don't know what the fuck you think is going to happen. That's going to be different when you all go out with the same fucking person. Look, I can draw him. He looks like this. His head is this shape. And I know you've seen this guy. His ears are generally big-ish. Not huge, but big-ish. Big man ears. Fairly sort of like unimpressive, unintrusive cow eyes, just sort of there, unimposing, just kind of eyes, has some eyebrows. I don't know if I should have given him lashes. That makes him look a bit more feminine than I mean to. Here's a nose like this. And a face like this. Sometimes they have quite a thick lower lip, but very, very sort of slim upper lip. They may have cheekbones, they may not. And they often have an ever so slight double chin. Ever so slight. Sometimes they might be a bit chubbier, sometimes a bit slimmer, but they will usually have an ever so slight double chin. Their neck tends to be pretty skinny. And then they always have this haircut. Which is, you know, like that shaved back and sides. And then they wear these shirts. With a logo on here. Now I know for a fact you've seen this guy a billion million times. Because it's the exact same guy that they all date. They all date this same fucking person. And he looks like this. And he will almost always, wear sunglasses when he really doesn't need to wear sunglasses. And they're usually needlessly expensive designer sunglasses. Because, like, really, as long as they're sunglasses, do you really need them to be fucking brand name? And they're the most boring fucking non-interesting people. And it's not an issue. I'm not mad about it. It's just something I had noticed. It's a pattern I noticed. I looked into it, and it is almost like, I swear, 80%, if not more, of people I've known date that guy. Not a guy like that. That exact guy. I'm not bitter. Shut up. I could have a girlfriend or a boyfriend if I wanted. I'm, you know, working on my heart a lot, so I don't really have time for a relationship because I'm busy with drawing Hulk hands and hyenas. Are you drawing the fucking hyena, Ewan? That's something a bit different. We've never seen you draw a hyena before. Wow, that's amazing. Well, it's not amazing. It's just something, isn't it? It's not good or bad. It's just a pattern I've noticed, and now I've researched it, and you all draw the same hyena. These are not concept, they're studies. Studies in hyena. Hyena studies. But why are we studying hyena? Well, let me tell you. Do I have a reason? Yes, I have a reason. You heretical sodhat. Basically, Patrick Swayze. Here's the deal. That was the deal from Ewan. Tune in next week. Bum bum bum. Weep. Dragon magazine. This is one of two magazines. There's a Dragon magazine and a Dungeon magazine. They're Dungeons and Dragons based magazines. Dragon was for the players. Dungeon was for the dungeon masters. If you're into it, you're into it. If you're not, you're not. Fine. Whatever. They don't print these anymore because after a while they stopped. I guess they figured in the digital age, putting out a print magazine became less and less cost effective. But these were really cool for the time. For whatever year they were, 2001 probably or something. Yeah, 2001. There you go. So they've not done these for many years. They did go into doing them digitally. They were online or PDF magazines or whatever. But no, it's kind of a shame that they don't. Oh, that's how old it is. Yeah, it's kind of a shame that they don't do these anymore. You might notice straight off the bat, that's an actual painting. That's traditionally painted that they've got on their cover there. You can see brush strokes and shit. That's kind of neat. Now, we will get to the page in this magazine for why I'm drawing hyenas, you will see. For now, I guess we'll flip through just because I've got a few of these that I picked up, and they're just kind of neat. They're kind of neat for like the stuff in them. That's about building dungeon tiles out of clay. That's like vinyl mats you can get to play Dungeons and Dragons on. You can build dungeons out of clay. This is a good sort of clay you can... It's just stuff, man. Letters to the editor and whatever. Adverts for other things. But, I mean, there is other stuff that I could point out. There's a lot of gumph and advertising and comics, whatever. Okay, so this, for instance, traditional paintings. You can see like watercolour brush strokes and stuff. Remember those. Remember actual illustrations when it wasn't all just fucking digital paintings. That's cool. I like that little guy. He's pretty fun. And the rulebooks of Dungeons and Dragons did that as well. They used to have an array of pencil sketches, watercolour paintings, acrylic paintings, black and white ink sketches, all kinds of illustrations all over the place. Little spot illustrations, full page illustrations. And now you pick up a D&D rulebook and it all looks like it may as well be the same artist. It's all digital paintings, digital paintings, digital paintings. It's so fucking lifeless, man. It's such a shame. Whereas these, they've got actual real life illustrations 20 years ago. I guess it's quite a while. It's a whole generation ago, isn't it, really? But, you know, I like that. I miss that. That's almost similar to how I paint. You can see the underpainting underneath the sketch lines. A couple of layers for different backgrounds, some layers for the flesh and stuff, but they leave the underpainting as the shadow. You can see like the pen lines. That's a cool painting, man. As is that. It's cool illustration work that they've got. Different artists, different kinds of illustrations in the one magazine. And it's just for just one issue of the magazine. They had loads for each issue. That's cool. A nice ink piece. Coloured inks. It's a gnarly looking beastie guy. And they've got that guy to illustrate a bunch of monsters. They obviously like contacted him, be like, hey, we've got these monsters we need illustrated for this issue of Dragon magazine. Here's the things, can you do it? And he's like, yeah. And he does it. He illustrates all these monsters. They're cool. He's got a nice cartoonish, not too cartoony, but like the style of a cartoonist, kind of. I feel it's necessary to differentiate that. That's really fucking cool. A Mwelrit. That's cool. We like that shit. So yeah, I mean, this magazine has like different monsters you can use in your games and different heroes you can use in your games. Artifacts you can have the players find during the game. Again, each with their own cool illustrations. You can literally see the white paint, the black paint, like bluish grey, like a pewter, Payne's grey. That's really, really nicely done. That's cool shit, man. No digital illustrations at all. Look at that! That's fucking great. I love that, man. Brush strokes. You can see brush strokes in it. And layers of like watercolours and shit. Tits. Kind of far apart. But hey, we don't body shame here. Those guys are pretty fucking cool. This is like a, you know, section of prose writing, some storytelling, some puzzles you can do if you're into that. Pencil drawing, nice, very, very nice. Now this sort of stuff is one of the reasons I ever got into Dungeons and Dragons. Was I love fucking, like, all my dungeon drawings, my long ass dungeon drawings I do, stuff like this, I fucking love it. Little details and then blown up details so you can see them better. All hand drawn. Nice big illustration piece. And they obviously illustrated this piece knowing that writing would go here. Probably. I mean, they might not have, but they probably did. Yeah, man, it's really, really cool. Like, and that's not a quick illustration to do. That takes time to figure out, you know, technically where it's all going to go and stuff. It's really, really cool. They'd also come with these. This is a poster of a map. They also come with like dungeon tiles you can pull out, cut out and use in your games. Lots of writing, maps. I love this stuff. Very cool ink drawings of maps. Italy, I guess. Different locations and things. We like that. We like that a lot. Different classes of these. Classes or heroes. Yeah, classes. Cool illustration. I believe acrylic. More comics. Cool. This is what we were looking for. Doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Slaughter Pit Gnoll Zombie. A gnoll is, if you don't know, like a hyena human hybrid monster in Dungeons and Dragons, and they're mean and nasty and they fuck shit all the way up because they're bastards like that. And this is a Slaughter Pit Gnoll Zombie. It's like an undead gnoll zombie, but it's got 2 heads and 4 arms. It's like 2 zombies fused together. So I got this in 2001, and the word Slaughter Pit Gnoll Zombie comes up in my head every couple of years. Just out of nowhere, it pops into my head. Slaughter Pit Gnoll Zombie. I really like that. So I'm actually going to do something about it and create a drawing of a Slaughter Pit Gnoll Zombie, but my own version thereof. Pencil drawing. That's really, really cool. I do miss this time, man, because now everything's digital. And I know with digital you can get pencil styles and watercolour styles and stuff can look different, but it loses something. It loses a tactileness. It's not as physical. And there are brilliant works of art created digitally, but when it comes to illustrations for things, you flip through, there's different kinds of illustrations by different artists. Each page, each feature in this magazine has a different feel to it because each one's got different styled illustrations, which is so like missing currently. That's not a thing anymore. Funny little cartoons. This is quite a cool bit of that they have. That's a regular feature in this magazine. Portraits of playable characters, player characters. Just different hero drawings. These ones aren't the best ever, but they're pencil drawings and they're in the magazine. That's cool. It's cool. The comics page. Some of them are funny. Some of them are. They're very like. Actually, that one I remember from a long time ago. I really thought that was funny. Just talking in some ancient dead language, and he's just like, I don't know. It's kind of funny. Even there, look. Paintings and ink work all together. I know that's a collage, but still. Yeah, that's something from my past that I like and that I miss. It's a shame it's not really a thing anymore, you know. Everything's been thrown away in favour of digital art. All this was created on an iPad. Was it? Oh, how brilliant for you. I know certain people have a certain feeling about me trashing digital art. So I'm going to do it. More do. So I'm practicing some hyena heads for my Slaughter Pit Gnoll Zombie for when I draw that, which I might make a start on this episode. We'll see how I get on. It's fucking art book time! Let's take a look at Juxtapose Illustration. I quite like these sorts of art books that collect an array of artists and show examples of their work. There's a lot of them out there. Illustration now is quite a big one. That's like an industry sort of dictionary of current working illustrators or some, I don't know. There's a bunch of them. They're quite cool for like little inspirational things. And also, I find looking through those sorts of books makes me go, Jesus, I should be an illustrator. This stuff's shit. Some of it's quite good, but for the most part, some of it's shit. A lot of it's poo-poo. Juxtapose, obviously, is the magazine. It's like it was started off as a lowbrow magazine, and now they feature the same artists again and again, and it's all very tired and boring. But books like this are just cool to get a few examples of like stuff. They're good for inspiration, just stuff to look through, images to look through, different. This is all obviously different artists, different techniques and mediums, all kinds of shit. So we'll have a little looky look. Some of them I like, some I don't. This guy I never liked. This looks very sort of like student work to me, and I'm not a fan. Personally, that's very much a personal taste thing. I just don't like this imagery. It doesn't speak to me visually. It doesn't appeal. If you're into it, you're into it. If you're not, good, because it's not very good. And it's one of those it's a series of pieces that's just sort of meh. All animal heads on girl bodies, and they've got more arms, and none of this appeals to me visually or otherwise. It's art. It's somebody's made art, and this is the art they've made, so that's cool. But it's not for me. David Cho, love him or hate him, he's done some okay artwork. The stuff featured in this, that's quite okay if you're into his artwork. That's pretty neat. Oh, that's like my rat I did with the guts. Shit. But the pieces shown in this book aren't really great examples of his work, so it's whatever. This guy's okay. He's pretty good. Quite a cool, bold graphic style of artwork. That's very cool. I like that. Pow. We like pow. His work's pretty decent. We like that. I mean, I'm not going through judging everyone's work. That's not the point of looking through this book. It's just, I do that because it's fun to judge people based on what they put out into the world. Jeremy Fish. I always liked his style when I was young, and I feel it spoke to me. This work did speak to me. It's quite visually eye-catching, appealing as it is. But to me, as a grown, sort of ever so slightly grown illustrator, it's very sort of just random stuff stuck together with no apparent reason or context. Like RV and feet and skull and sloth and guy with wings and a crown and like there's no reason not to do that, but it's just, I feel like a lot of people, you don't have to, but I feel growth in art and such is where you get to a point of you want your work to not mean something, but you want there to be a reason for it. And the reason for this could be like, why not draw this random shit together? Go crazy. It looks good. It's very graphically good. I like it. But in terms of content, I just feel it's a little bit like, meh, why? And that's not to say you shouldn't do that, but it's just... Mike Giant, I like his work. His very, very, very clean tattoo work. I really like his graffiti as well. He's got a very clean and bold graffiti style. It's sort of Sharpies and spray paint tattoo artwork, that kind of thing. Like I wouldn't hang it on my walls, but I appreciate it for what it is. And I do, in a lot of graffiti, you see what I was talking about with that stuff. You see a lot of graffiti artists, not a lot, but there are a bunch of graffiti artists who start off doing wild style pieces, crazy, arrows and twists and things going all over the place so you can't read them. And then later in the years, they simplify their pieces so they become more legible and more bold and more impactful, because they get rid of all the shit you don't need and they boil it down to the reason they're doing it. And I feel with illustrations like that where it's just random stuff, it just seems to be a bit like, get rid of the random stuff and have something, some content. Even like this, it's not my style, but it's really good. The colours are really good. It's really, quite visually pleasing, and it's all right there. This guy, there's two of these, there's two brothers, the Hanukkah brothers, Hanukkah brothers from Israel. Their artwork's amazing. That should be bigger because that figure there is great. with him sort of looking at her, and the background characters are great. Yeah, the shapes and oh bloody wow! I didn't even know that was in there. We're doing hyenas today. That's cool. That's a really fucking cool image. I like the contrast of big, bold, black and white with like more rendered fur in the hyena, and then his mane's very bold. That's cool. But yeah, the body forms are really, really nice. Really cool imagery. Really good use of colour as well in all of the pieces. Again, we like this. We like this a lot. Really, really nice work. Similar to James Jean in a couple of ways. In not many, but it has hints. I guess maybe just how he draws kids just reminds me ever so slightly of James Jean. And more pieces by him. That's cool. That's really nice. That's really nice. They're really good pieces. Really good, very human illustrations. Like they capture something of the human experience in them, which is really, really cool. It's a very hard thing to do. It's easy to draw a person, but to really capture like some essence of being human is very, very difficult. This stuff's a little bit all over the place for me. Not very pinned down. You know, just very sort of basic illustration kind of work. Aaron Hawkey has always been someone I've had my eye on. This again, this doesn't do injustice. Follow him on Instagram and see his black and white ink work. His cross hatching he does is insane. Like you wouldn't believe. Like these, you know, his paintings are cool. They're cool shapes and colours, and you know, almost leaning into that random stuff kind of space. But it's done with enough sort of like atmosphere and technique that it becomes something else entirely. Definitely look at his black and white stuff, Aaron Hawkey, because it really is another level of drawing. James Jean, don't really need to say anything about him. Everyone knows him. He's like, you know, one of the most well-known illustrators on the planet. I didn't plan to flip through every page of this. I might have to speed through because otherwise we'll be here for ages. James Jean, you all know who James Jean is. Look him up. These guys, just sort of okay, cool illustrations, yeah. Not fantastically impressive, whatever. Whoever this guy is, Christopher Lee. Isn't that the guy who played Dracula? Ooh, quite bold, yeah. Graphic, cartoon stuff. Yeah. Travis Millard, I really, really like. I've always loved his work. I love how he draws like weird looking little people. His stuff's really good to look out for. It's really cool looking like graphic illustration work. I like it. I like it a lot. Look at that. That's fucking cool. I've tried to do similar things like that, but I just don't quite get that feeling. There's something like really raw and sort of gritty and grimy and filthy about that. I really, really like it. He does more sort of like user-friendly pieces as well. But he also does stuff like that. Mode 2 was a British graffiti artist, and now he paints lots of like, you know, good stuff, I guess, but very lewd drawings of women and stuff. Very cool. I guess he paints other stuff as well, but whatever. This is quite a neat aesthetic. I do quite like this sort of old-timey advertising work aesthetic. This look, this vibe. So that's quite cool to see. Alex Pardee, frankly, not a fan. I understand why people like him. I just do not. His work is not appealing to me at all. It's, like, again, I get why you would like it, but to me, it's just not all that. It's somewhat amateurish. And my work probably comes across as hugely amateurish. I'm not saying, oh, I could do better. I'm just saying, for the artists he's around and the pedestal he's put on, I don't feel that his work is all that. It's very sort of like, meh. More sort of like, you know, random stuff collaged together. without too much meaning. And it might have meaning to him, and I understand where he's come from and his battles with mental health and stuff, and I get it. But his artwork to me is just sort of meh. I just don't care for it personally. Collage can be cool. Some of this stuff's pretty neat. Not my thing. These are some pretty cool illustrations. I really like the inks and stuff in that. The contrast. As a whole, kind of, okay, cool. I like collages like that though. That's pretty neat. Yeah, neat, cool little drawings. Is that Kawasaki girl? No, Amy Soul. Oh, very similar to... Is it Audrey Kawasaki or someone? Their work just looks identical to that, basically. Just girls painted on wood. Very, nice, quaint, feminine, sort of, cool, whatever. Jeff Soto. I really like his pieces visually, but they do... I know, he kind of builds a world of, like, aliens and robots and stuff, which I quite like, and they're quite, spacescapes. But some of his work gets a little bit like random, whatever. But then some of them are really cool. Actually, yeah, I like him. I'd give him a hand job. Baron Story, very, very sort of like kind of weird out there illustrator. He's done stuff for like NASA illustrations of interiors of rocket ships and stuff. He does really, really like insane detailed work. This isn't necessarily a great example of what he can do, but... Oh, Nate Van Dyke! I really like this guy's work. He's always been one of my favourite illustrators. His character... I should know, shouldn't I? Oh, shit, what was his name? His monkey's name. Oh, now I feel bad. See, I was about to say, me and him and I, we share somewhat regular messages on Instagram. We're kind of, I call him a friend. Fuck it. Yeah, Nate Van Dyke is one of my friends. And I've forgotten the name of his fucking chimp character, so now I just feel silly. Oh dear, oh dear. I'm not going to feel right unless I remember the name of his... Is it in here anywhere? The crazy chimp. No, he's got a name. Fuck, what's his fucking name? God damn it. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Well, there you go. We're such good friends that I forgot the name of his chimp character. His colour pieces are really good, but his inking is where I get blown away. His cross-hatching, you can't really see it too well, but yeah, he's got really insane cross-hatching in some of his pieces. Look him up on Instagram, because I have to Google it now. Fuck. I'm gonna kick myself because I know the name. I just cannot fucking remember it. Dutch. Fuck. I knew it was one word, and it had like a D in it somewhere. Dutch. That's his ape character. Dutch. Right. Feel silly, but hey, yeah. Me and this guy were basically best friends on Instagram. I literally just messaged him before recording this. Dutch. I really like these little like rim lighting he's got here with the paint. Definitely look at his Instagram. His cross-hatching like napkin drawings he does on there are really, really fucking good. And this is where you realise I looked through this entire book knowing he was at the end of it, just so I could say, oh, yeah, we're like this, we are. We're like this with each other. That's a really cool image, actually. I really like the like, rendered bits with the rougher outline. Oh, that was weak, wasn't it? And that's why we're drawing hyenas, penas. There's one other image I have up of a hyena face. So I want to draw that really quick because it's a really, really good one. It's really, I think you could do a lot with it visually. So I want to have a doodle of that. And then I might do a quick little start on my slaughter pit knoll zombie. You can really see the muscles in the angry eyes of this hyena. You could draw a hyena and it would look good, but if the dark muzzle is what really sort of will set your drawing apart as a drawing of a hyena. Like, it might look good and you could probably tell it's a hyena. The shape of the ears is very important, I feel. But you get that dark muzzle and then you're in hyena land. And you know you're on something good. Get that fucking muzzle, that dark fucking muzzle. Big tongue, tongy tong. Tooths. Like we said before, see the underside or the back side of the teeth rather, when the jaw's down like that. Should almost be like that. And they actually do have like a weird sort of mohawk mane, like in The Lion King. It's quite cool. The Lion King got that pretty spot on. Quite round head, round fuzzy round head. And we'll scribble in some lines just to give it a bit more form, and then we'll see about that slaughter pit boy. Dark muzzle. Oh, that'd be that'd be a good name for like a hyena fucking supervillain. The dark muzzle. I say hyena because I was going to say just supervillain, but then I thought about it for a second and realised if you call your villain the dark muzzle, it has to be some kind of dog or something, doesn't it? You can't really have your villain called the dark muzzle and just have it be a person who wears black. Like, no, there has to be something there. Again, you can't just have random things. You can have random, and you can do random things. There's no rules, but your work will be far more substantial if it's got like context for its content. Your content needs context. Even if it's a made up context that you've created, you've put in place, but it needs something. You can just do random stuff, but give it a reason to be there. Give it a reason to be random. Why is it random? Okay, it's random. Cool, that's fine, but why? And not everything needs a reason. So just do the opposite of what I say, basically. Don't listen to me. I'm a fat fucking idiot. And of course, I know what you're thinking. Yes, Ewan, we're aware of that by now. We just watched this to have some kind of noise to block out the ever-impending sense of impending doom. The onslaught of the impending sense of doom. We have to block out the nothingness with random noise. Keep Netflix on all day, even though you're not actually watching it. Just have something on. Just noise to block out the silence, to stop my thoughts getting to me. Oh my God. You know, as we all do. Quick doodle of a hyena face. And ear. Cool. That's pretty neat. I quite like it. It's not a great work of art, but it's a pretty cool little hyena face, isn't it? Yeah. And these are just studies, so they're not perfect drawings of hyenas. They're just get an idea, which is good to do. You know, I could probably draw a slaughter pit gnoll zombie straight away, but I have to kill more time on my podcast. And also, it's a good idea to just, you know, do some studies beforehand to get the shapes and movements, to get the shapes down that you need to draw to create what you want to create, but also to get your hand used to moving around, your hand used to doing the movements to make those shapes. Yeah. Get that muscle memory going so you know, oh, if my hand does this, it makes a hyena's head shape, and then I know what I'm doing. But if you just go into it going, I guess hyenas look something like this, then, you know, it will just make your work look better, more substantial, more substantive, more... Oh, look at this, a funny guy. Oh, we like that fucking prick, don't we? All right, let's have a quick little gozy go with my slaughter pit gnoll zombie. So I want to make it not too much like the one in the magazine already. Maybe if I make this face like a screamy sort of rare face. And then this one more like a grinning gnarly face with his fangs sticking out. Maybe put it more to the side. And then I've got to find positions to put 4 arms in. That's a tricky one right there. That arm comes down here in front. And then this arm has a weapon in it. And this arm, this claws out like that. And this arm could also have a weapon in it. You've got to get the balance of shapes right. Oh, that could work. And legs. And of course it has to be a zombie, so like bits missing. And they should have longer necks. Probably longer torso as well. Maybe bandages there. Some kind of leather armor straps on the shoulder. Bandages. We like bandages. Bandages are a really good like visual thing to use in drawings. That's why I covered Gun Viking in them in the latest issue. Because they just look good. They're a good visual thing. Yeah. They kind of look more like rats than hyenas. But then I guess they are gnolls. They're not strictly hyenas. They are a weird monster. Weapons should have some kind of thing like that. Brutal, like nasty blade thing. shit hanging off of it. Oh yeah, things hanging between like stuff would be really cool. Make it quite zombie-like. Some kind of bracer on this arm, some leather thing. Nasty undead gnoll claws. Some kind of belt thing with some like leather straps hanging off, covering the crotch. Furry legs. And then their legs, the gnoll's legs, are like, you know, dog legs like that. You know, that kind of thing. As if I know what dog fucking legs look like. That's it. Something like that. You get the idea. Dog legs. Dog penis. That's what a dog penis looks like, is it? Shall we, how do we go about inking this motherfucker? Should we use a brush pen to do the inking? Should we just make the muzzle dark straight away? Lose all the detail immediately? Don't know how good this is going to come out. I still need practice inking with this pen. Honestly. That's actually not that bad. That looks better than I expected it to. I think for a zombie you can do certain things like, you know, take away the eyelids and stuff. But you can only do that so much, and then for the rest of it you kind of just got to make it look untidy, and then it will look kind of zombie-ish for the most part. Leather things. You know who likes leather, don't you? That's right, perverts. Perverts like their leather, the weird bondage enjoyers. Some straps, I don't know. Fucking whatever. Bandage. Try to get a good difference in line weight. Oh, well, sorry if I'm not talking. I'm concentrating. I'm drawing. My mistake. My bad. My error. Error. There you go, Robot Ewan. Greetings. I am Robot Ewan. Suck my quote unquote penis. Oh, ooh. I don't know why it'd be a quote unquote penis. It just sounded funny at the time. I don't know. Do doodly doo doo doo. Ew ew. Make the blade look all old and rusted and shit. Like it could actually just fucking not just cut you open, but give you all kinds of infections if it cuts you. And this is a trick I use on loads and loads of pieces. Is you just do this. A few of these is immediate like dirty grime texture, just bits flaking off. It straight away gives loads more texture to a piece. So definitely steal that from me. I'm giving you that one to take and do what you want with it. As long as you do it good. Don't take it if you're going to be shit with it. Do good shit. Make it count. Yeah. Make it worthwhile, yeah. Oof. How many bones does a finger have? Jesus. That's the inking really quick is good because you get frenetic lines, you get energy in your piece. But if you do it without thinking, which can be good, but if you do it without thinking, you lose track of how many bones you're drawing in the finger and how much of whatever else you're doing, and the drawing can suffer as a result. So you just have to actually think about what you're doing, which sucks. It really does suck having to think about what you're doing. That makes it, 66% less interesting to do. But it might, not will, but it might make your drawings better. I'm running out of ink now. That's cool. I don't have any more things for this, so I'll have to buy some more and call this drawing just about done, I guess, because I've got no ink left in my brush. I didn't even get to do the face of the other one. His eyeballs like floating out of his head. Oh, my ink! Where did it go? All right, fine. I'll leave it there. Although, I say angry noises. I'm running out of ink, but I actually quite like that for the most part. Considering, I'm trying to zoom in so you can see it. Yeah, and that's kind of neat. I don't hate that. I think it's quite cool. For a first draft, yeah, my slaughter pit gnoll zombie needs a bit of work, but fucking hell!